Were y'all hitting some fucking drum circles after the demos and
shit? More like some weed circles.
All right, let's get this thing popping. Welcome to the Bunt. I'm D Jones. I got my main man, the Ghost, with me. And this week, what a pleasure. We got Tosh Townend, the absolute legend, in the building. What's going on, Tosh?
What's going on, guys? Good to meet you all. I'm glad to be on here.
Yes, sir.
It's been a minute, and it was a couple weeks in the making. I just,
Yes,
I wanted to do it right. That's why I kept being like, dude, it's not a good time. I've been working a lot,
Yeah, no worries. We feel you, man. We're just happy we made this happen, and here we are, bro. Tosh, we start every show off the same. Hit us with your favorite skate moment and your favorite sports moment.
Favorite skate moment and favorite sports moment. Oh, jeez. I don't even know, dude.
It ain't easy, bro.
It's not, dude. There's so many memories, of going back to Europe and I don't know, even down to South America to even just locally filming parts, So I'm just trying to think one that really sticks out was actually a demo in Europe, and it was with the America team, and it was just it was like we were superstars. You realize you were superstars because it was Keith Kirchart, Andrew Reynolds, that team, and the way the fans treated us when we rolled into this skate park that was a wash wall, almost like the Santa Ana riverbed, but it was just this OG skate park out in the middle of nowhere, and it was just the roars and everything. I mean, that whole tour was crazy with just the demos was insane with how many people were showing up, and a lot of it was for Reynolds. So I'd have to say Reynolds is the stick out when it comes to just memories and him busting tricks that were too insane to even match.
Yeah.
But then I had my moments too.
Yes, sir.
The one moment where I front blunted that ledge that was in the Kids in America. That was
hell yeah.
That was a standout. And then for sports, shit. I don't watch that many sports, or I'm not the hugest sports fan. But recently I watch a lot of golf, but that shit's boring to people.
No, we love every minute of it.
We rock with golf here.
Obviously, watching Tiger back in the day, at the Masters, that one where he chips and it's rolls all the way around. It's a chip from probably 100 feet out off the edge, and he rolls it. He rolls it to the top, and it rolls all the way down and in. That's a pretty famous one.
That one was epic.
Tiger's OG, and then Scheffler's obviously killing it lately.
Cool. The homie getting arrested the other day. Still handling some business. So Tosh, man, take us back to the beginning. Where'd you grow up and how'd you get into skating?
I grew up here in Huntington Beach, and my dad was a professional surfer. He was a 1976 world champion, and he always had skateboards around the house. So my brother and I would just be pushing on skateboards, just learning how to push on our knees and stand up, ride. And we surfed before we could even remember. We have photos of us surfing when we're in diapers in Australia. So it's kind of just in our blood, and second nature to just be there skating. So he always had skateboards around the house, and that's how it all started. And I really was just dedicated to skating once I hit 10 years old, and I was I knew I wanted to be pro at 10. So then I put all that time in, and then when I was 16, I turned pro for Element.
That's fucking crazy, man.
That's crazy. What happened to your schoolwork after you decided you want to be pro at 10?
So when I was 14, I was sponsored by Element as an amateur, and the school basically said, well, because I got invited to go to Japan and Australia, which was both 2-week trips, so I was going to miss 4 weeks of school, and the school said, if you go on those trips, you're expelled, and we're not going to accept you back. So I was all right, later. I'm obviously not. I'm not going to say no to like these trips. I'm obviously going to go to Japan and
Wow.
Australia. So I dropped out when I was a sophomore,
Mm-hmm.
halfway through. So I was like 15 years old.
Oh man.
You know, if we have 14 or 15, and I just dropped out, went to continuation school, but never graduated.
Hey man, well, it worked out regardless. And I feel like if your dad wasn't a pro surfer, I wonder if you would have been allowed to drop out. But he saw the vision, I'm sure.
Yeah, I definitely had the support there because he had dealt with a little bit of the same thing. He had a scholarship for drafting to go to college. So his dad was saying this kind of the same things, old school though, not as accepting and being like, "Are you sure you're going to go to professional surfing? What is that?" Like back in the 70s, 60s, and 70s, it's not even a thing. It's not something that's even they didn't even really make money yet. They got like free pairs of trunks from Quicksilver, you know. And it's like the money they made at the contest was the money that they spent to get to the next contest.
Wow.
There was no career. There was no career yet. So he had a good understanding. That's why he let me do it. I was making good money, you know, from 14 all the way to like 25. I had a good 10-year run of making good money.
That's what's up.
Dude, making bank at 14 and then being able to go to Australia and Japan is insane at such a young age, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it felt like I had like unlimited, like it was never going to end kind of money. Because when you're that young, you're just like, oh yeah, like this shit's never going to end. Like just pull out $500 whenever I want.
And you're not even like drinking and smoking and shit probably at that age. Like all you want is candy or something.
No, I was.
Okay.
I already was.
Oh shit.
Bro, who was like your chaperone on those trips at such a young age, man?
For Element, it was Ryan Kingman, who was the original team manager. And then like he became brand manager. Then once I got onto America, once I got into the America, it was different. It was more like Justin Regan, who works for Vans for a while now too. He worked for Soltec forever. Mm-hmm. It was different with the America though, because it was kind of the team would look out for you too. And Ed Templeton, you know, was the older skate cat too, you know, that would look out for me too. Or like, I don't know, like there was like even like on the Elements with Reese Forbes, you know, there were certain guys that were like older and they knew I was younger. So they would just look out for me and not like, let me get it, like try to not let me get into trouble.
They could try, but you were going to find a way.
Like, I was trying to get myself in trouble. And they're like, no, you shouldn't do that.
So what would you consider your first big break in the skate industry? What really, before all of that, what really got the ball rolling at such a young age?
So the one part was on video. It was the first on video. And it was like featured of a Danny Way. Like it was a whole documentary on Danny Way. And I had a skate part in there when I was 14. Mm-hmm. So when I got that skate part out, I feel like it really like that was like the breakthrough of like, oh, people were like, oh, this kid's legit. Like he's like tail sliding 14 stairs, kick flipping 14 stairs, you know, like I feeble grinding them. And then after that, it was more like video parts. Then like if you had good video parts, you got the respect. So then I had like a Wheels of Fortune 44. And then I would say even the big break that turned me pro was Sight Unseen, which was like, you know, Dustin Dolan, Heath Kirchart, Henry Sanchez, Cardiel.
We'll get into all that, but let's rewind it back for a second. And first of all the videos you mentioned having parts in, like, how old are you? Because me and Don are 36. Yeah. And we're right in that age range where, like, we just straight worshipped you. You were probably, like, around our age, a year or two older, maybe.
I was born in 85, so I'm 39.
Okay, so 2 years older than us.
Yeah, so we're watching all that, and we're like, we need to kickflip a 14.
Bro, when I saw that, I was like, I'll never be able to do that, man. Like,
I'm like, oh shit, that's what it takes.
I got a lot of that. Yeah, I got a lot of that.
Kickflip 14 at 14 dropped in the on video. I was like, I'm done, man. Like, yeah, you fucked us up, Tosh, man.
Because I know I did. I was even fucking up pro skaters because pro skaters were like, "Fuck, Like Mike Carroll, I remember like he went straight to that spot, and then he had a 4-star at backside lip slide that same handrail because he's like, I got to at least do something.
That was
I better backside lip slide it, and that was a 4-star ad. So
yeah,
sick. I remember that. I remember like even pros were like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, bro, that back lip was sick. That photo too. Yeah,
that was Like, and the thing was, is I always had respect for
Tosh,
the
you
older
fucked
guys
up the whole generation, dude.
Did you do that on purpose, like kickflip 14 at 14, or did that just happen?
No, that was just them doing like their editing. I didn't like even think about it. I didn't even remember. Oh, I'm 14 and I'm at this 14 stair. No, I never even thought about that.
Yeah,
I was like, this is a good spot. I'm gonna hit it. That's how it always was. We would go to the Huntington Beach skate park, warm up, get our tricks that we were like really like like had down, and just like do those tricks over and over and over again, and then go to street spots, and then that's how we would get shit done. My good friend Wes Lott, who had a Thrasher cover, actually lip sliding down that 13 red rail, he was always really good at like finding spots and like knowing like how to navigate it all. Like for some reason, he like the bus, even when we were taking the buses from like getting rides with like older heads with cameras. I was just always like I always felt like I was just along for the ride. Like, all right, let's go there, and then like I just show up and blow up because it would hype me up. Like I would see a good spot and that would hype me up. That's what it was about. Like I was like, what I want to do. I wanted to see a spot for the first time and then gradually build on that. More than like, I feel like a lot of pros, or Heath especially, was like calculated. He would plan something, because I remember him doing it. He would plan something, and then he would think about it, and then he would go there and do it. More than just like spontaneous. He wasn't really spontaneous with that, with skating or like filming, which was impressive too. I mean, look at the guy's video parts. Fucking nutcase.
Yeah.
He fucked it up for people. He fucked it up for people too.
Did you ever try to kickflip a 15 when you were 15, or was that the end of the line?
No, you know what? They did have that, and I just never did that. Like it never even occurred to me. That was just the media, the guys writing the articles or the guys doing the video editing. I remember after that, there was that tail slide down to 15, and they did like the sequence in the mag, and they said the same thing. Oh, Tosh, tail slide 15, 15 stairs at 15. So they kept like doing it like, all right, well, what happens when I'm 39 now? Now I gotta go 50 at 39. that Ryan Johnson handrail, like that, like curves around. That was like a Transworld cover or something.
Yeah. Just setting you up to fail with that one.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like, dude. I mean, and then I hit a couple 20 stair handrails. I did the El Toro feeble grind, and then I got the slap cover at the same time that my buddy got the Thrasher cover. We had covers at the same time. Wes Lott had the Thrasher cover. I had the slap cover, lip sliding that 20 stair at the Opera House in San Francisco.
Speaking of that lip slide, I don't want to say it was controversial, but the one angle cut a little bit. The other one, you kind of disappear out of frame.
I know exactly where you're going with this.
What really happened at the bottom of those stairs, Tosh?
I rolled out, and then there's a wall right there. So like I literally went like this and like just went back because I was going to hit the wall. I felt real good about it that I personally felt like I pulled it right, but I wanted to do it right. I wanted to roll out. So I wanted to lip slide, and then where that wall was, I wanted to like turn and roll out into like, the sidewalk and into the street because it was just going to look better. And then I ended up, I kept trying it. I didn't pull it again because I like slipped and all my weight went like this over, and I just smashed my whole face and my hand.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, there's like some sight unseen bonus footage that they show. You could see all the blood and shit look gnarly.
Yeah, the security guard's like, "You need an ambulance?" I'm like, fuck the ambulance. I'm good.
If you felt good about the first one, you're one of the gnarliest dudes.
I honestly, I personally was like, I know I've pulled it, but I wanted to do it better.
Right? Yeah. That makes sense.
I know there's controversy behind that because it looks like it's like, wait, did he pull that?
Yeah. Well, especially just the way they cut the one so fast.
They cut it fast. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, dude, to this day, I don't know if that rail's still there, but only a handful of people ever skated it. So fucking hats off to you for that one.
Sight Unseen, obviously, potentially a top 3 Transworld video of all time in an era when all the best Transworld videos were coming out. Did you guys know at the time that it was going to have such an impact? And what was it like working with those legends?
I think Greg Hunt working with those like that was the legend. Hunt and John Holland. I think they had a feeling because they obviously put, and I've never even asked them this, but they put together the team basically. Like it's called a team because it's like everyone has a part.
Yeah.
All those guys have a part, you know, and a lot of those guys were already legends. Cardio was already a legend. Dustin Dolan was pretty much already a legend too, and like his part was insane. Henry Sanchez.
That's an OG.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a fucked up lineup. Kurchart. Yeah.
So good.
Did you guys go on lots of trips together? Filming for that shit?
A little bit. Not like major trips, but like San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
Dolan, no. Like more like Cardiel. Me. Kurchart, no. Kurchart, you know, like he's like a little like night rider. He's like, I'm gonna do this and that's set and no one's gonna be there. I don't want to see anybody. He doesn't want to see anybody.
I mean, to do some of those tricks and skate those spots, whatever your fucking routine is, stick to it because he made it happen.
Yeah.
So after Sight Unseen dropped, at least from our perspective, you were kind of like the it kid, man. Like you turned pro, you had all this momentum. You mentioned it before, you're making good money. Did the skate checks reflect the feeling from the outside that like Tosh is the next fucking dude?
Definitely, I felt that way. I mean, at one point, I was selling as many boards as Bam Margera.
Damn.
And I didn't even know how, dude. I was like, I don't even know how that was possible because he was like a
fucking element, man.
No, but he was like a, superstar on TV shows. So I didn't. It was only like 1 month or something that like I sold as many boards as he did, and then the rest of the months when he came out with that like fucking Bam him fucking pink logo fucking shit. I mean that shit just blew doors. But it's like, all right, man. I don't know. Yeah. I'm not into that or buying that. But
at the time, were you making royalties? Because I know some companies would give you an option you can get the same check every month, or you can get royalties.
No, I had a salary with royalties.
Oh shit! Let's go. Best of both worlds.
Yeah, but I think some people take that's that like Rob Dyrdek theory is he took less money to get more percent.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how he killed it on the DC shit. That was smart, but that's also taking a risk that some people aren't willing to do. You know?
Yeah.
I was making good money plus like a regular royalty, which a regular royalty was like I think $2 a board.
So give us an idea. What are we talking about in the heyday?
Yeah, it was a good
10,000. It was like 10,000 decks that 1 month that they sold in 1 month.
20 racks, baby.
On those royalties.
But bro, you had that influence. Like it was worth it at that point. Like I'm telling you from experience. Like I was a kid that was like in pure fandom of you at that time. So whatever they paid you, it was worth it, man.
Yeah, they were killing it too.
Oh yeah,
they were making shitloads of money.
Yeah. They're not crying over there either. The heyday. No.
Did you and Bam cross paths a lot? Like you have a Bam story you remember?
Yeah, there's lots of Bam stories. I was just telling one the other day, and we were doing a tour in Australia, and we get there, and it's like this is like the heyday. Like shit's just like going wild. He's doing the shows, he's doing everything, and of course with Bam, we show up, and a limo picks us up at the airport. So it's like the whole trip. It's like limos. The hotels were like 5-star hotels. The bar was stocked in the limo. Every time we get in a limo, it'd just be stocked. Like just whatever liquor you wanted, beers. And so we go to the signing, and we're already pretty fucked up. And these chicks are coming through the line, and they're like, "If you throw up, we'll eat your puke." One of the girls goes, "If you throw up in your hand, we'll eat your puke." I freaking just don't even film this shit, dude. And he regurgitates. He like basically makes himself throw up. I'm sitting right next to him. He like pukes in her hand or his hand. I can't remember. And she fucking drank the shit, bro.
Oh, what the hell, man?
Why?
Like, why is that like the what you want to do? Yeah, it's Bam's throw up. Great.
I was so disgusted that I puked because I was already kind of drunk. But like usually, like I have a pretty strong stomach. I have a pretty strong stomach usually. But I was so disgusted that she actually fucking ate that shit that I was like, whoa, and I just threw up in the corner over there. Like, that was fucked up, dude.
Aren't there fucking kids around at this shit? Like, what the
hell? It's a whole line. It's like thousands of kids lined up watching.
Oh my god,
shit.
Bam, bro.
Oh, Dono, I'm happy, and I'm happy you asked, but also like, I don't know if we needed to hear that.
I mean, okay, so like other like OG days, I don't know. I would go to his house when he was like, when he was first kind of getting popular, and it was still like April and his dad, and we'd all stay at the house, and he still had like the little blue Audi. He's like, lived in Philly at his parents' house still. And it was just like, it was just crazy to see. Like, he would literally go in the room and just like, his dad would be sleeping and he would be like, watch this. And he would do that shit. Dude. He'd like fucking take a fucking boot by the shoelaces and just fucking hit the shit over his head. Like, wham, dude. I'm like, dude, that is fucked up, dude. And he's like, hey, go to the store. He's like, here, take the Audi. I was like, I didn't even have my license yet. So I'm like driving around in Philly, like, fuck, I don't even like maybe know how to get back. I'm like, this is like probably before like phones. There was a navigation, I think, in the car, but like, just like go to the store, like kind of sketched out, like, fuck, all right, let's go. I'll go get what we need, what you need. Fuck, it was crazy.
That's crazy, man. He was fucking mad, huh?
Yeah, he's crazy. I'm glad to see he's doing better though. I think he's doing better right now. He recently got married. And then I think he's gotten sober.
Yeah,
somewhat.
That's good for him, I think.
I saw a guest appearance at Tampa Pro this year. He went on the mic for a second. It's pretty sick.
Was he just telling stories, or what was he doing?
He went on and talked about, because he'd been in that contest, Tampa Pro, like a million years ago. So he was just talking a bit about his history there and just how sick it is and everything. So that was good to see. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I never wish bad like on anybody. It's like, if you're going through shit or whatever, reach out, call people. But I wish them the best. I wish everybody the best.
No, definitely. I mean, growing up around our age, another person, Bam, that like made us all laugh so many times, and sick skater. So always wishing him the best.
Influence, man.
Back to your skating for a minute. Unfortunately, I feel like you had a bunch of injuries throughout your career. Can you take us through some of the gnarlier ones, and how do you think they affected your career? Do you think it would have played out differently had you stayed healthier in those prime years?
Yeah, yes and no. I mean, I just had like some really bad ankle rolls. Like constantly, I had ankle rolls. So I was like constantly battling that. It was like, they were like Gumby ankle rolls. I rolled my ankle on a trip to BAMS, and I got that article. It was like I can't remember what mag, but like I 5-0'd that rail right in front where the Rocky statue is, or where FDR is. There's like that big kind of like black handrail. Front side 5-0'd that. Then we go to this other spot. I get a crooked grind. The crooked grind's in the article too. And then I try to backside 5-0, 180 it. Like kind of like a solid 180. And as I came out, my right ankle just completely folded over itself. 5 days later, I fly back to California, and I don't know, I'm like, my ankle feels all right, and I feeble grinded El Toro.
Holy fuck, bro.
My ligaments were just torn already. So they were just like,
and you fucked yourself up on El Toro a bit, too. You had that bad bail on El Toro,
there was that little knee, it was like a little knee-like compression. You could see it in like in the video. So like it only took me 5 tries, but it was like a little knee compression, little like hyperextension. But that wasn't that bad either. But it was just over time, Over time, it was like so many ankle rolls. Finally, I had to get the surgery, which is like the peroneal ligament surgery. They did that, connected it back together, but then I was just rolling them again, so I just snapped them again. and I've never got them fixed again because I'm like, fuck that, I don't want to get surgery again. I had 3 ankle surgeries, and then so from that, I've got like old grandma's feet, dude, where I got like 2 bunions, like both of my big toes are like bunions, like like the side ball, right, like past your big toe, is like that thing just sticks out like so far, and if I really skate and I put pressure on it all, it just like that blows up along with my inside of my ankle blows up too. Like it just swells up, and then like I can't walk. So that's kind of why I was like, I don't know, I just don't really skate that much anymore because I'm like, I don't want to hobble around, and I gotta like provide and work, and my work is pretty strenuous.
Yeah, you're on your feet all the time, right?
All the time. Yeah. I recently took up another new job in the union, and I do fence work, basically build fences for like big government jobs, chain link, iron, all kinds of shit. And you gotta be fucking strong because you're lifting shit that's like 200-300 pounds.
Yeah, you can't be rolling your ankle, and you can't be doing that shit.
And then showing up to work like, oh, I can't work today. They make you fired.
Yeah,
and the boys will fucking be all over you too, man.
Dude, you want to hear something just random for you probably, but that back 5-0 front 180 on the rail, how you rolled your ankle, I still think about that to this day. Like anytime I'm trying a back 5-0 front 180, I think about that, which is not like a healthy thing.
Not a good thing.
Not at all. What the hell?
I should not be thinking about that.
Yeah, no, but it's like it makes me like not be lazy with it. I'm like, I see how you've done that, and I'm like, it's that for whatever reason that one stuck in my head all these years later. Front 180 out of a back 5-0, just fucking concentrate. So you don't want to do that one.
Yeah, I think it looked more horrible than it was because it looked really fucked up more than what I think it really had happened. Because I mean, I iced the shit out of it, and like I said, like I feeble Grand Del Toro like 5 days later. So it was like, all right, well, it wasn't that fucked up if I could do that. But
yeah, I don't know why, but a lot of like of your bad injuries were just on film and like in your parts.
Yeah,
like fucking this is skateboarding. Okay, it's like, we didn't need to see that.
That one.
Yeah, the tail slide.
I think on video you break your wrist and shit.
There's a lip slide in Paris, in like Paris, and I come off that ledge. I'm lip sliding that ledge. And I just come off, and my front foot just goes in front of the board and just fucking. It looks like my ankle just snaps in half.
That was a bad one. It looked like, and you just like walk around and then sit down, right?
Yeah, like limp around, like fuck. All right, just sit down.
You broke your wrist in the on video. Like fuck, I broke my wrist, dude.
That was the second time I had broken that wrist.
Yeah.
Same thing, same exact thing.
It just must be crazy to look back and see that it's Jamie Thomas talking about you as such a young kid.
That was crazy.
And all the shit that he had to say about you was like, that was maybe part of like the impact of it. It's that like JT is the one narrating it. Yeah.
He's kind of generally talking about the kids, but he is like, they've made it seem like he was talking about my part. But he's generally talking about just the kids these days and, what they're doing. They don't even realize what they're getting themselves into or something. He said, I think they interviewed him for it, but like he kind of made it more general as for the kids that are coming up.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, JT's a legend. I mean, that guy's a legend. He's been doing it forever.
Undeniable, that fucking guy.
I'm still surprised, like Reynolds, bro, like how he can keep going and the shit he was doing for that long. Like his different career. And how, dude, like, I don't know. I don't get it. I was built a little different too with the surfing. Like, I think surfing and because I had like an upper body build because of surfing, I think that hurt my knees and my ankles more than kind of just being like skinny. Because Reynolds is like super kind of skinny, So he's not really maybe putting as
much. Not much weight to him.
He's more like Gumby, dude. I don't know. That motherfucker's like Gumby,
dude. So speaking of Reynolds in America a little bit, this is skateboarding, man. Classic video. What was it like working on that project? Any stories from those America tours that you spoke about before?
Yeah, it was just that era of like a lot of Europe trips and traveling with those guys, doing those trips like I was talking about, like those demos. Because we were also like filming the parts, but we also were going and doing demos and like doing marketing for America. And I mean that video too was
hold on. I love that. No one ever says that. Just doing marketing for America, like so blunt, like that's what it is. But no one ever talks about it.
That's what we're doing. We're out there doing demos. Like
I just never heard it referred to like that.
America.
That was hilarious. Yeah.
We're trying to create sales.
Yeah, honestly,
you can't. Without sales, they can't fucking pay us.
Sorry, right? I interrupted though. Yeah,
you're good.
You're right.
That was a time where I had like a lot of those injuries, so I feel like my part reflected that, and I didn't have as big a tricks. I was just more trying to like get a little more like just routine, technical. Because like that's when it changed too, where I was just like, I don't know, I just wasn't able to jump down the shit all the time because my shit was hurting, blowing up. I was injuring myself too much. But then like, I still had like that front blunt at the end, but like it was like I like slid out. Mm-hmm. That was pretty big rail, but like there wasn't too much that was like that big in that American part.
I still love that part.
I know that being my own, you're your own worst critic, right? You criticize yourself the worst. That's how you get better.
I feel like that's kind of where I thought about the injuries. That was the first time it was probably noticeable because your trajectory was like so gnarly and shit. And then that one, I did like how you balanced it out though, where it was like I feel like your style got better. That song just worked so well with your skating. And I feel like despite the injuries, you still found a way to have a really memorable part.
And it was, also like John Miner, Mike Manzuri, working with those guys were always fun. Those guys are OGs. Mm-hmm. And they were just like fun to be around, good trips, good vibes, always.
Hey, you still found a way to one up your younger self too. You nollied that grass gap to the street in sight unseen, like in the beginning, and you nollie heeled that bitch. Let's go.
Yeah. I was psyched on that. I was really psyched on that nollie heel. I was like, all right, I got that day. I was like, fuck yeah. I mean, I remember that shit was like, shit was hard.
Yeah.
That was a hard one to do.
You know what? Did you ollie a bar hop in Toronto in that part? Like front board, the little thing. Was that Toronto? Because you guys came up to Toronto. I know you ollied another one down the street. I know, but if that one was Toronto too, at Bay and Wellesley on the other side of the street. You're talking
the front board, and then he does 3 flip off the curb or something, and then ollie.
Yeah.
I don't think that's New York.
That was New York. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Chris Cole late shoved the one that I'm thinking about.
Yeah, that's New York because I know what you're talking about. I did like a little like front board little thing like on like a candy cane and then like I 3 flip off into the street and then I go and do like the ollie over the bar hop over the wheelchair ramp rail. Yeah, that's New York, and I got Ellington shoes on.
Yeah. But you did ollie a different bar hop
in
there is one in Elementality, I think that's in maybe in Toronto.
Yeah, it is. It's a big one.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah, I think I remember.
I tried that one years later and failed. Just so you know.
Dude, there's some hood ass shit out there. I don't know if you guys know the story of what happened to me out there.
I think you got stabbed here, didn't you?
In Toronto?
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say that's so random that you said there's hood ass shit here. Like there is, but that's not like what Toronto's known for. But what happened?
So we went out, like we were at the West 49 contest, and we all like went out to like a club or a bar or whatever. And like there was like this girl I was like dancing with, and like she was like feeling it, I was feeling it. I was like all good. And then like I come outside, and we're like with like everybody. Like I think Colt's there, Brent's there, DeWitt's there, the team manager. I think like a couple of the other guys were there. Even like Vanessa Torres was there. Like fucking just like the element team was there. Mm-hmm. And I come outside, and these like guys surround me, obviously because it's either, I don't know, all I can put together is either their sister or it's one of their girlfriends, right? So they come up to me. Yeah, there's a connection there. So they come up to me and they're like fucking talking shit. I'm like, what's up? Let's go then. And they fucking 5 of them surround me, and like one of them pulls out a knife, and then when he pulls out the knife, I kick him, and like, he goes flying to the fucking curb and like is up against the taxi cab. And so as I come in for the fucking kill punch, because I'm just gonna fucking knock this fool out, the knife comes out even more, and like fucking I just punch right into the knife. And then boom, and the blood just squirts out like this far.
Oh,
because it's right here. It's right where this tattoo is. that's where the scar is.
Yeah.
And Chris Sin did this tattoo.
Wow.
So I just grab my hand. I run down the street, get in a taxi cab, get to the hospital, get sewed up, 5 stitches, and then I show up to the contest the next day and skate in the contest.
Bro, that is such a dangerous spot to get hit with a knife.
I know.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
I know. Yeah, for sure. So it was sketchy.
Holy.
I mean, I don't know. It was the bad part was, and I can understand. I don't want to blame anyone because I brought that upon myself. But I did look around after, and all those motherfuckers scattered. All the team, the whole team, everybody was. Not one of them was there.
Even Colty Bears. God
everybody was gone, bro.
That ain't right.
And I was like, all right, well, I got to find my own way to the hospital. I got a cab, and then the cab, like, oh, you know, he's like, he kind of could figure what happened. He's like,
yeah.
Oh, no money, don't pay me. You know, don't pay me.
Wow.
Drop me off.
That's nice.
He dropped me off at the hospital. It wasn't the ER, so I had to like go out of the hospital and then go around the block. And like by that time, I was starting to feel a little like
yeah, you're losing
pale,
blood.
you know, little woozy. I was losing blood. I like my whole jeans were just covered in blood.
Jesus
Holy shit,
Christ.
man. Sorry that was your experience in Toronto.
T-Dot is not sketchy. There's spots in all cities for sure, but that's a bad representation of our beautiful city.
Yeah, dude, honestly, everything else about it was great. That was just an incident that happened, and like I said, I don't blame anyone. But I brought it upon myself, you know, trying to fool around with some.
Nah, but where's your fucking team at, man? The fuck is that?
Yeah, where's the fucking team at? You fucking pussies.
That ain't right. Bro, is that when you left Element?
Bro,
like,
I mean, the wildest thing to me in that story, and I mean, we said Reynolds is built different. You're built different for your mentality in that situation. Because me, if I see that knife, I'm bolting myself like your team. But you not only kicked the guy, but you went back like
to the kill punch.
Approached
a guy with a knife.
I went for the punch.
Like that's just psycho. But
I mean, little crazy.
The glory punch.
I've calmed down.
Skated the next day.
Nice if it hit.
I know. I calmed down a lot though. I mean, I don't usually, and I never have. I never try to bring trouble upon myself or anybody else. But I feel like sometimes trouble finds me. But I also, because of what I'm doing, right? You know, gotta kind of reflect. You know, I'm trying to holler at this like girl.
Damn,
she was fucking
Middle Eastern girl was.
She was fucking real
tempting,
pretty,
man.
dude. She was real pretty, and it was real tempting.
You needed Reese Forbes and Ed Templeton to grab one arm each.
You need the whole gang. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I feel like it would have been a lot different if I would have had like the OG Element team there. You know, I got Kenny Hughes, Reese Forbes, fucking, you know, Donnie Barley,
the boys,
Billy Pepper. You know, like I was even on the team when it was like Nodis, fucking, you know, all those guys. Would have been a lot different, I think.
Hey, Kenny Hughes alone, you're good.
Kenny Hughes alone, I'm good.
Fuck,
that dude. Yeah.
So there's a story out there that you stole, speaking of trouble, the original Ave bench. Is there any truth to that?
Yeah.
Bro.
So I didn't personally steal it. My friend, who I talked about earlier with the thrash recover, West Lot, was up there skating with some homies. We had like this little crew called Sin Habits, SH crew. I don't remember exactly who was there, but I know Wes was there. And basically Ave and the boys it was at that spot in LA, you know, like there was like the torn down building which is like just
Yeah,
flat
it's like
ground
their
of a
DIY
spot.
where they filmed
It
all
was the
that DC
DIY
video
spot.
shit, right?
And they like locked it up so you couldn't skate it. Like, and basically was like, nah, we're not locking it. We're not unlocking it for you guys. You guys can't skate it. Like that. Like they had it like locked up and they would like move it so you couldn't skate it. So you couldn't try to get tricks on it. So my boys being the way they are, they're like, oh really? Fucking they broke the flat bar in half and fucking broke the lock with the flat bar. and then trucked that shit down to Huntington Beach. And they just showed up on my door one day with the fucking bench. And I was like, dude, sure. I was like, you can drop it here, I guess. I don't know. So then I had it for like 10 years.
What? Isn't it massive and fucking so heavy?
Massive and so heavy. Yeah. So
what you do with it?
We would just skate in front. No, yeah, we would skate in front of the house. I got like a mini ramp in the backyard, and then I had it like set up in the front yard where you can still skate it, like on the sidewalk. You couldn't get like a real good angle at it, and like everyone was like so lazy about it because it was so heavy that you like to like go skate it in the street was like fuck. You gotta need like 3-4 people to fucking move the thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's fucking heavy.
So y'all never clipped up on that thing.
I was trying. I had the front blunt backside kickflip. I was trying to get.
Oh, damn!
And I did it. Like I basically did it. Yeah, I just could never fucking roll away. I was like, had it, landed on it, kept landing on it. Just couldn't roll away with it. But yeah, front blunt backside flip.
That'd have been so sick if the last you saw it was in the DC video at the DIY, and next time it just shows up out front of Tosh's house. That's fucking dope.
So okay, full circle. I don't know if you guys know the full story. I did a company, Good Skateboards, with my buddy Tommy named Maria, and he had the bench at the house in downtown Huntington, like in his garage forever. And then he's like, "What are we gonna do with this bench? I'm moving." Like I was like, "All right, well, come get it or whatever." He's like, "No, you know what? I emailed Abe, and I'm thinking about giving it back to him." I'm all, bro, and we're still homies. But I was like, at the time, I was like, "That's fucked up, bro. You do that, and like, we're not fucking friends anymore, bro."
Oh, shit.
Because I was like, "You're being a fucking ass kisser to Abe, dude. You little twerp." I was like, "Dude, you're fucking kissing ass to Abe to like try to like go skate the barracks and shit or something." I was like, "Mother." I was like,
shit.
So and then he ends up like emailing him or texting Abe, and then they came down and they picked it up. They got it back, and then that's when he got those tricks on it, which I'm fine with. That's cool, whatever. He got it back, and he put it to work.
Yeah, that was like a full circle moment for Abe. He had that
full circle moment. I'm good with it. I don't really care. You know, this is gonna just sit in the garage anyways.
Yeah. But you wanted to teach him a lesson. Never give that shit back, dog.
Yeah, I was pissed. I was
that
pissed
shit
for
too. You
belt
your grudges.
We're homies. Yeah, he just recently just had a baby too. So he's good.
Bro, there's a story out there that you once did a backsmith with a car, man. We're gonna need to hear that one.
I was with my homie Pete from Chicago. I had like met this chick, I think from Portland or from Oregon, and she was like down here. I met her. She flew back up. She's like, "Yo, you guys should travel up here or whatever. Come stay at my house." And I'm like, "All right." And then I had my boy Pete. I was like, "Yo, you want to drive up there?" So we drove up there. We had a good trip. And we skated Burnside, skated the city, stayed at her house for a little bit, and like just like had like a good trip. I think it was like a 4 or 5 day trip, you know, just go hit up Portland and come back. So when we were driving back, it was just like, I remember I was driving and then like I was like getting too tired. So I was like, I can't drive anymore because we were like driving through the night. And then he was starting to drive, and then he pulled over too. And I kind of like woke back up. I was like, I'm good. I could, you know, I shut my eyes for a little bit. I should be good. So I get back on the wheel, and like we're driving through like pretty like rural area, you know, like forest, like maybe 4 lanes, like two lanes going each way. And I just fucking shut my eyes, fell asleep at the wheel. And I remember like hitting the rocks on the right. And as I hit the rocks on the right, granted, I was driving a little like Lexus IS 300, like my first car that I bought. And the thing, it was rear wheel drive. So it just like, as I like corrected, it just fucking skidded out and then like jetted right back towards the center divider. Like we were going head on at the center divider. So then I like recorrected again, and I got it back. And then as I got it back, it just like went up. Bam! It was like basically it was like a slappy back Smith with the car. Came down, pulled over the rim. Two of the the rims, two of like the pillars of the rims were like snapped in half. All this fluid probably coming out from like the brakes and shit. Like got the car towed and got it all fixed, but it was sketchy.
Backsmith master.
I wasn't even the backsmith master. I wasn't even good at backsmiths. I actually had one Element ad that was like a really good backsmith, which was like up rail. I had like the Rasta dread beanie on.
Yeah, what I wanted to ask you about that was, did you intend to wear that hat with the 7-Eleven logo matching?
No.
Some color coordination.
No. I never did shit like that intentionally.
Because that was a crazy coincidence then. Bro, the hat and the 7-Eleven logo are a perfect match. That's crazy.
Yeah, I never did like that whole kind of thing. Like, where it's like, I'm going to match this and like, or whatever. And thinking about it that much. All that shit was just coincidence.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
So you rode for Element the majority of your career as well as America, but eventually you left America to join Element Footwear. What was behind that decision, and is there like some regret on that decision or what?
For sure. Because if I would have stayed with the America, I would have had a good. I could have probably still had a career. Because Element kind of just left me in the dust. And if I stayed with the America, I would have still had like a shoe with them. I would have still had like a crew and like people to like have backing with, and like probably ended up on whatever, one of those Baker Boys or something distribution or like, something like that.
Different board sponsor.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I would have got a different board sponsor. But my reasoning was obviously, which isn't always the best reasoning, was money. The America was trying to cut. The America was trying to cut my pay, and Element was like trying to keep my pay the same and add a little more, and to do the Element footwear. But the Element footwear is the worst shit ever. That shit was fucking nasty.
Yeah, you said it. Fucking, those are some wild ass shoes.
Everyone thought the same thing, though. Everyone thought the same thing. Come on.
Yeah.
And you know what? I tried so hard to help them. I said, look, you guys have a good name with like Element and the tree logo, and people like it. I was like, people don't want to buy that shit on a shoe. I'm telling you, there's too many other good shoe companies out there. They flopped. They couldn't sell them anywhere. No one was buying that shit. And they had a whole warehouse. They had a whole warehouse full of fucking shoes, bro. You know how much they spent on that?
I don't even want to know, bro. As you got older, your skating and style shifted a little bit. There was definitely a jaw element to it. Was that the Jake Rupp influence and Jake Rupp effect, man? Or was that just the weed talking, man?
I mean, it was a little bit of both, but definitely Jake Rupp had influence on me because, Jake Rupp was he was just the OG, and he had a lot of like insight to Rastafarian and like where it came from, and he knew a lot about it. So I followed with what he was saying, and like just linking up with him. We were always roomed together. We like smoked tons of fucking weed. It would always be like, roll one up. Like right when we got in the hotel, we'd roll one up. The fucking we'd just be blazing hard. Going around the world. I already had the dreadlocks, but he just knew more about it than I did and the history of Rastafarian. So it was like, he was like a teacher to me.
Were y'all hitting some fucking drum circles after the demos and shit?
More like some weed circles. We just be like, let's go to the bus. We're fucking loading one up, dude. Fucking just burning spliffs and burning fucking blunts all day.
Bro, the vibe sick. In that part is too real, man. You guys were on one. I love it.
we were. That was good.
That's sick.
So Tosh, before we started recording, you asked if we ever met, and we didn't really answer. So your element parts were dope. You know what I'm saying? Despite even the Jake Rupp influence and you became more well-rounded, wasn't all just big rails, you still kept the Gnar blade sharp, at least for a few clips in all your parts, which I always loved. And believe it or not, as I like to say, I was there for your gap to tail slide. Your gap to tail slide your last trick on the gap to hubba. Bro, I was most random fact. Like, it's a fun fact for me to drop on people when that part plays. I'm like, yo, I was there for that. They're like, what the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, I was there. I had an ankle injury, so I was just chilling. So I don't even think I introduced myself. Like, I was just kind of lurking around with Paul Macnow that day.
Okay, so you were Paul.
Yeah, and you were with
Sinner.
You were with
Sinner.
You were with Sinner.
Sinner filmed the long lens angle.
Yeah, and you guys, you and Sinner, I was like, is this like a movie? You guys just said dude like 300 times every 2 minutes.
Hey, dude, no, dude. That's it, dude. Dude, that's crazy. You were fucking there. That's fucking dope.
Bro, yeah, I was just busted ankle, just chilling with Paul Macnow and Galea at the Globe House for like a couple weeks or something, and I happened to be there that day. Yeah. And that was, to this day, probably the gnarliest, or at least top 5 gnarliest tricks I've ever seen with my own eyes. So
in person. Yeah, you
take us behind the scenes on that one.
You went up and looked at the ledge, right? How it was?
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah. And I don't think we actually talked before that, because I came with a different crew and you were kind of with Sinner and shit. But classic, when you get a hammer, you just become so happy and nice that you like, I think we high-fived and shit. But like, you're just like, you're like, I had love for everyone after that.
The endorphins are going high.
Yeah.
Your endorphins are just like,
this random dude over here,
Fuck yeah. And that's skateboarding, dude. Is like positive interaction.
Yeah. But take us behind the scenes on that session, because at that time you weren't skating shit like that regularly anymore. And that was fucking insane.
Dude, it was like what I said earlier. It's like I show up to a spot, and if I'm feeling it, and like I got that mode, and like it's just I like the spot. I like what I see. I know what I could do on it, and no one's done it. You know, it's like an MBD, never been done. You know what I mean? Like, if it's something that I can get and it's gonna help my video part, I'm gonna fucking go for it.
Yeah.
So it's like, if it's there and it's like, oh, I had never seen that spot, and like, you know how many times I've been to UCI? It was more new construction. It was like all new shit.
Yeah, it was
that
definitely new.
Been like, it was new. So it was like, you know, it was just the hype. And Sinner was there, so you know, I always wanted to show Sinner how it was done. He's the OG though. Because I brought those kids. I didn't necessarily. I'm not going to take all the credit, but Sinner and Nee Williams, I definitely was always. I would try to look out for them. You know, like I do as much as I can for them without it being like too much, or you know what I mean. Like try to introduce them to people. Ropes. Hey, you know, just introduce them to people and like just show them how it's like done with like interacting or whatever, like even making connections to get sponsors and all that stuff. Like they were just still kind of just learning at the time. Like I don't even think people even knew who Sinner was at that time.
I didn't know who he was. And then when I saw him in Baker videos later, I was like, yo, that was that fucking dude who said dude all the time.
Sinner's the man.
Hey, we love Sinner here. We had him on a few years ago.
Another insane clip and probably the gnarliest front blunt done at the time. Take us behind the scenes on the Kids of America Ender.
So we got in this bus. We were on the Kids in America tour, which is random because we were like in Europe. And we're like, I think it's called that, right? It's Kids in America.
Is it in or of?
I can't remember.
Or Kids of America. I think it's Kids in America.
Fuck.
So we're like, we drove all day long, and everyone's knees and like legs are just fried. But we pull up to that spot, and it's like the same thing I was saying before. It's like, if I show up to a spot and I like the spot, no matter how fried I feel, I'm going to be like, fucking, let's get this. And I just felt it. So I just started front boarding it, lip slid it. It's all in there, like lip slid it to fakie. And it's like always a progression with me to like get a good trick.
Mm-hmm.
So then I was like, I think I can front blunt this thing. And they were all like lined up. Like some of them skated, some of them didn't. I think like Spanky did a trick on it, and then Leo Romero did a trick on it. And I was just like, I think I can front blunt it. So I got it going, started trying it, and like it just worked out. I mean, I just got it pretty quick too. The same thing. It was like the progression, you know. It almost looked like in the video you guys see, right? It almost looks like they're all in shock.
They were, dude. I didn't know you guys got out the whip for that. Like they were probably like, "Oh, this is about to be a lazy session. Everyone's legs are dead, and you just did the biggest front blunt ever done."
yeah. So they were like, "Oh, like this is shock." I felt like they were in shock. Like, what the fuck? But it was like still hype. Like they were still hype for me, you know. But I think a little bit of shock too. Like
dude, the photo, the clip. I still remember the first time I saw that. My jaw dropped. I was like, that just wasn't like a thing at the time to hold a front blunt on a hubba that long.
Yeah. Kirchard too, though. Kirchard's a fucking maniac, bro. That guy's a lunatic.
There's a clip in that video where I think you're like slapping Leo's arm for like $10 or something. I feel like rookie hazing was a thing back then. What was like the worst you ever put the young guys through, and what was done to you when you were the young guy?
Fuck, what was the worst? I don't know. It was always just like that. It was always like, oh, you guys want to, you want to slap arms? I'm down. Let's slap arms. You know, I was always just down for it. I don't, or like betting too. It was like betting. Oh, you guys want to bet? Okay, let's bet. Like the cheeseburgers on that trip too. That was a $400 bet. They're like, I bet you. Reynolds bet me $200 and Kirchner bet me $200 that I couldn't eat 12 cheeseburgers. So in a way, I'm like, yeah, whatever. I'll fucking eat those 12 cheeseburgers, dude, for fucking $400. Let's go, dude. I would fuck with the fucking team managers, dude. Bad.
Oh, you're a menace, eh?
I would, dude. Okay, because they would like act like fucking little bitches sometimes. They'd be like, "Oh no, we don't have the company credit card," and I would always be like, "All right, we don't have the company credit card. Fuck it, dude." I was like, "We don't want to eat Burger King, bro. We want to go out and get a nice dinner. Like, we're on a trip. I talked to everybody about it, and they all want to eat a nice dinner too."
Team captain, let's go. Yeah. Someone's got to say it.
Yeah, dude, because they would try to like just like get us nothing, dude. I'm like, fuck that, dude. You guys got the credit card, dude, and it's on them, dude. Fuck that shit. So then sometimes I'd be like, all right, fine. You want to be like that? I'm like, we're all going to dinner, and I'm fucking paying for it. I'll pay for it. I don't give a fuck. I was like, I'll pay for half of it then. How about that? And then you like agree. Okay, let's go. Oh, you're gonna agree to it when I'm gonna pay for half of it, dude? You motherfucker. Like, but it's like, I was like, I want to eat good. I don't want to eat some shitty ass food, dude.
Fuck no, man.
They need you to perform, not eat Burger King and fucking.
Yeah, like, you know, most of the time it was always good. But I feel like, you know, when Bam wasn't on the tour, they'd be trying to feed us not as good. They wouldn't be trying to stay in 5-star hotels.
Right.
Yeah. Savings time, man.
Yeah. I always like, you know, going to Australia too, or like places too. You always like be checking in, like it's like, oh, what can we get away with? You know, there'd be like the receptionist is like, oh, who's gonna holler? Who's gonna holler at the receptionist? And like I remember a couple times, I'd be like, oh, I got this. So like I got that one in the bag. Got the receptionist's number. We went and hung out. Bagged that one. And then,
oh shit!
Hey, if you don't ask, you'll never know.
You're not lying when it comes to that, man.
Yeah. And then there was like, we like checked in this hotel too in Australia one time, and there was this girl checking in. I never even went to my hotel room, dude. I just went straight to her room, dude. She showered up, bam, treated right. Just treated right the whole night. They're like, I woke up the next morning. I'm like, yeah, I didn't even go to my hotel room. Straight to hers.
Oh my god! Wait, was this
superpowers, man?
Was this
some
with the dreads?
Superpower.
Was this with the dreads or without?
This is with the dreads. Dreadlocks
Shit,
coming through.
Couldn't be stopped, man.
Coming through.
Oh, you know what? Yo, speaking of the dreads, this is random as hell. The dreads in Australia. So obviously, before we do an interview, we watch all the parts just to refresh our minds on shit. But today I was randomly watching Parts and Parcel, the Australian video. I watched the whole thing, and biggest shout out to Josh Rio, who spent time in Toronto and is the homie from way back in the day. But I completely forgot you have like a mini section in Josh Rio's part. And I wasn't even trying to find Tosh footage today, but there you were on the screen again, killing it with the dreads out there.
Dude, so that was a trip when I went to Australia for 2 months, and like pretty much I was with Rio the whole time. And Rio's a homie. Like he even came out to, California, stayed at my house for he ended up staying at my house for months. And then he became friends with my buddy too, stayed at my other buddy's house for months. Like he stayed out here for 6 months, I think, for his whole visa. He probably even went further than he's supposed to on his visa, because you know how he goes. He's trying to push the limit. But yeah, Rio's a homie, dude. We always had a great time, dude.
Yeah, that was just a funny ass surprise today. I was so hyped when Rio's part started, and then you just have a mini part, and you tail slide a crazy rail out there.
Yeah, that was my go-to. There were some good spots out there.
For sure. Yeah.
So, Tosh, how did your skate career come to an end? Was it as simple as the contract ending, or did you choose to walk away? What's the story there?
Did you just piss off too many team managers?
Yeah, I mean, you know what? You're not wrong, dude. I did have I pissed off some people. You know what? And at the end of the day, I am who I am, and I don't care. I'm not trying to kiss people's ass. And I can't stand ass kissers. So I'd get real pissed when people, there'd be little politics, little drama, and everyone's ass kissing. I'm like, fuck that, dude. Let's all let's go do what we want, dude. We're fucking skateboarders, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Why are we gonna kiss these guys' ass? Oh, because I get it, because they want to keep their contracts.
Yeah, pretty much.
But so back to your question, they do. So Element, but this is when the whole economy took a shit too. This is in 2007, 2008, and the housing crash.
Yeah,
right then, maybe a little. No, it was right then. It was 2005, 2006. I had a good contract that was still owed to me from Element, and they cut it. It was another $250,000 that I was going to get just in salary.
Damn.
Yeah, and they were nope, I'm fucking cutting you. This and that, and it's so weird. The weirdest part about it is it was going on 10 years. They could have done a whole marketing scheme on 10 years with Tosh and 10 years in the Element, right? They could have done a whole 10-year. And they just cut me. I mean, obviously I pissed fucking too many people off. And at the end of the day, I am who I am. I don't give a fuck. Fuck you guys if that's really how you feel. And you want to fucking turn your backs on me when I've done everything for that company.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I kind of always had a sour taste in my mouth about Element. And that's where I felt I went a little wrong from the America deal. I should have not put all my eggs in one basket.
Yeah.
Because doing that really hurt me when they cut me, because where do I go? I had no one to go to. I didn't have a shoe sponsor still that was going to back me to go get a good board sponsor.
Mm-hmm.
So that happened, and then from that happening, I kind of just not fizzled out, but I tried to hang on a little bit. I had little companies, my buddy started Warco, and then I rode for Dogtown for a little bit. And then I started my own company, Good Skateboards. And through all those times, it was just struggle, it was fucking struggle. I was spending money with Good Skateboards. I was putting money into it. I was paying Tommy. I was paying everybody to ride free boards.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit, dude. I'm fucking spending I didn't put that much, but I put $12,000 into Good Skateboards.
Yeah.
And it's just where did that go? Nowhere. I've done that multiple times, even with my wife's company. My wife's company is because she's an entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I need 10 G's for this. Oh, I need 10 G's for this. All right, here you go, baby. Here you go. Boom, boom, boom. Here's 10 G's. 10 G's. I was just handing out 10 G's like crazy. Here, oh, you need 10 G's too? All right, cool. Cool, no problem. Fucking who else needs 10 G's? You know what I mean? That's like, God, I was like, fuck.
Oh
Dude.
shit!
This guy said I do. Oh.
So then, like, that happened, and then I was like, I was just like, it fizzled out, and like, I just was tired of like trying to like struggle. So like, I got in the cannabis industry. So I was in the cannabis industry for like 10 years.
Oh, sick.
Shit.
Just growing. I was like the master grower for a lot of the spots. You know, like I was the manager of the spots.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, for 10 years I grew weed when it was like still kind of illegal too, and then with like some licensed stuff, some like kind of gray market area, gray area stuff.
Hey,
Tosh, you talked about your girl being an entrepreneur there for a second. Was she on Shark Tank? What's the story with that? Like Shark Tank connection?
So she did a Teddy Needs a Bath, which is like a wash and dry bag for kids' stuffed animals.
Mm.
And then like, you know, we started it, like I was saying, throwing out 10 G's all the time here and there. Here you go, get the website done, get all this shit done. And then she's like, well, I'm gonna apply for Shark Tank. So she kept applying for Shark Tank, and she finally got on there, and it went good. I mean, she got a deal. She got a deal with Cuban, but then like the deal that they agreed upon wasn't the real deal.
Yeah, they do their due diligence.
It was like, yeah, that, and then like he was like, look, I'll give you a loan for $25,000, pay it back, and it'll be like 8% interest or whatever. So we took that and used that for like whatever, buying product. Besides that, it went good. It was a learning process because we just learned a lot about business, and then we ended up selling it and then like breaking even. So we didn't make a bunch of money with it, but like we broke even. We paid back all the loans that we had owed, you know, stuff like that. And then she recently started like a new perfume company called C'est Louis. So not even recently, it's been going for like 5-6 years now.
Mm-hmm.
It's really doing pretty well, and she does pretty well with it. Her and I have been separated for like the last year though.
Oh,
so
fuck. Sorry, bro.
It's all good. Yeah. It is what it is, right? It's figure your shit out.
100%. So what's a day in the life for Tosh looking like in 2024? Still getting on the board once in a while, surfing, working. What are we looking at?
Dude, honestly, I just work right now. I'm literally Monday through Friday. Because it's a travel gig, I go down to San Diego. I stay in a hotel. I've been staying in a hotel for the last 14 weeks.
Oh, fuck.
So in San Diego. So I work with that company. It's called Team West Contracting, and they bid out all these big fence jobs for like schools and all that. And we just go down there, and I'm in the union. I'm an apprentice, and then once I'm a journeyman, I'll make pretty good money.
Sick.
And then it's a retirement too. I'm looking at it like a retirement thing too, because once I journey out and I'm paying into my pension, at the end of my pension, you know, I can sit there and retire and like have like, you know, $7,000-8,000 a month, you know, when I'm like in my 60s, where I don't have to work anymore.
You can live off that comfortably for sure.
You can, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, and you just hustle, just do whatever else on the side, and like have other investments in like, you know, put money in index funds or 401ks, and, you know, just invest in property. Property is the biggest. So people with property are like, that's where the money's at.
Yeah, you just got to be careful throwing out 10K left, right, and center.
Make sure you hit me in safety with one of those, though. And then that's the ROI you're looking for. Man.
I mean, that's what it felt like, dude. It felt like that for a while, dude. It's like, I mean, that's a little over exaggerated, probably, but it literally felt that way. You know, it's like fucking money's flying everywhere. Like, fuck, when's it gonna come back to me?
So you mentioned being in hotels all the time. I'm just curious if you still got this swag with the receptionist these days, man.
Nah, dude, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I could. I don't know. I've been like with like breaking up with my chick in the last year and stuff. You know, I'm just trying to figure out what I want in life. Mm-hmm. The most important thing is they live kind of far away. They live up in like Malibu, Westlake, which is like inland of Malibu. You know, like the Thousand Oaks over there. and it's like an hour and a half for me. Plus, like LA traffic is just a nightmare. So it's been really tough, just like with my daughter, and like staying consistent with my daughter and like being like around her because they live so far. And that's what's really hurting me the most, is just not being there with my daughter. Like, I could care less about. Obviously, the relationship was good when it was good, but the thing that hurts me the most is just not being around my daughter.
Yeah.
So I just got to get a consistent thing going where I'm like at least every other weekend. But then even every other weekend, it's like that's fucking 2 weeks, dude, that I don't see her.
Yeah.
Obviously, I can call, FaceTime, all those things, but it ain't the same.
No, for sure.
I don't know if you guys got kids.
And it's fucking. Yeah. I have a son. It makes it tough with like you got to travel for work all week. You're gone all week, and then fuck. Sorry, man.
And they come home on the weekend and say, "Hey, let me try to figure something out, and let me drive another 100 miles, like the opposite way, and then come back by Sunday, and then drive back down another 100 miles to San Diego." But it's all good.
But I think the hard work you're putting in right now is going to pay off and lead to a good future, man.
Yeah, that's how I'm looking at it for sure.
You ever coming back to the skate game at all? Like, what do you think?
You know what? I would love to. I just need to like get healthy enough to like go to a skate park and really like feel it.
Yeah.
Like maybe just like film some shit at a skate park, like a fuck around park or something like that.
Yeah.
Because people just want to see me on a board. I get what you're saying.
Absolutely.
They just want to see some little like clips, and like everything's so accessible with like Instagrams and shit like these days. It's like you just throw that out there, and people just get hyped even if it's like a fucking 50-50 on a fucking curb. They're like, fuck yeah. Nose manual, it's like a little curb manual.
Sure.
Sick. They just get stoked to see you on the board.
Exactly.
So I get it. I mean, I want to. Those are the times that I was skating too. Was like when my daughter wanted to skate. So I'd be like, all right, let's go skate the skate park. So
yeah,
I need to get back on it, and like, I want to just. I haven't been living the best or like the healthiest lifestyle since being separated. Obviously, probably because I'm depressed and like shit like that. But I've been like in the last year, it's like I've been trying to like focus and get back to like with this job and everything is just focus and live a healthier lifestyle and get back in the water surfing and skate. And I've been actually snowboarding a lot. Me and my daughter go snowboarding a lot. So that's always fun too. But that's like, seasonal. So it's winter. But those are like, that's fun. When it's winter comes, like her and I go like at least, 8-10 times in the season, So that's always fun. And like, I'll be hitting the jump still, hitting the rails.
Wicked.
Let's go. Snowboard, dog.
Sick.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
You feel the heat from here?
All right, Tosh, little rapid fire. Let's get it, blood. Favorite skater?
Andrew Reynolds.
Favorite video?
I mean, I grew up off Welcome to Hell.
Favorite video part?
The end. Andrew Reynolds.
Sick.
Favorite style?
I mean, Penny's up there with the style.
Which skater had the biggest influence on the way you skate?
Reynolds. A lot of Reynolds in there. I mean, that was my biggest influence.
Yeah.
Most talented skateboarder on planet Earth?
Fuck, I'm just going to keep going Reynolds, I guess. I mean, that guy fucking
I can't
destroys
believe
everything.
he's still doing it, man. It's fucking insane.
Favorite trick?
Tail slide.
Hardest trick for you?
Switch 360 flips.
Oh, damn. That's my favorite trick, man.
Dude, it's hard for me. I can do it, but like it's so hard.
I got you on a trick tip offline. Don't worry. It's all
right,
good.
Cool.
Most illegal trick?
Benihana.
Favorite clip you've ever gotten?
Honestly, that kickflip, 14 years old, 14 stairs, like just the filming and everything and the fucking pop and the catch. That was probably it. Nothing after beat that after like that filming too. Anthony Acosta filmed that too.
Dude, the impact that shit had on the world was insane.
Sorry, Donovan.
Worst trend you've been a part of?
Element.
Oh,
Okay, now.
oh, the gunshots are out early. What's the one trick that got away?
I'll just say that front blunt backside flip on the fucking A fence.
Oh,
I never got it.
yeah.
I was like, fuck.
yeah. What's the biggest bunt you've ever witnessed?
Sheckler. He had that one. He had the one with like he even talked about it. No, he don't.
Backside flip El
He
Toro?
said he backside flipped El Toro, and he fucking told Phelps, "Yes, I fucking landed it." Like, bro, that's probably the biggest bunt out there, and he knows.
That was I feel like obviously if he could take that back he would, but I feel like just the intimidation of Phelps, he just fucking blurted out some
That's what it was,
bullshit
dude.
and
Because you guys
came
watched
back.
that, right? You watched that
impress him.
interview.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the last new trick you learned?
I don't skate anymore. Last new trick. Fuck. I don't know, dude. I never really I wasn't really learning much more. I was like just trying to stick to the basics. just trying to keep skating at the time. It's hard to learn. It's hard to learn when you're always injured.
Dream job after skating.
Dream job after skating, be retired.
Yeah. I like that.
Favorite local brand.
It's not local, but I always buy Adidas shit. I sure know. I don't even care. I'm like, fuck that. I'm never buying anything else besides Adidas. But local brand, Rourke. My brother knows the guys over at Rourke. They're pretty cool. It's like a surf company.
Hell yeah.
Dope.
Favorite local skater.
Fucking Hosoi, bro. I shoot pool with Hosoi on the regular.
Let's go.
Christian Hosoi.
What's the one sponsor you regret riding for?
I don't remember. You know what? I had those opportunities. I didn't take them. Like sunglass sponsors and shit. I would be like, no, I don't even wear sunglasses, dude. I'm good. Like, and I wouldn't take the sponsor. So I never really regretted riding for anybody. Besides, I don't know, Boost Mobile. But hey, that shit was still dope.
That was probably dope.
Yeah, because I got a free cell phone for like 10 years. Never paid a cell phone payment for 10 years. I rode for a pretty long time.
Favorite teammate ever.
Fuck, let's go with Jake Rupp. He's the homie.
Sick.
Worst teammate ever.
Debauchery, Bam Margera.
Yeah. Sure, you guys into some situations.
Worst company.
Worst company. Fuck, I don't know. Fucking. There's so many these days, but let's go with Element. Fucking turn their backs on me.
Oh shit.
True.
Worst trend.
Tight pants.
You were around a hell of a lot of those American days, but you kept it real. You kept it.
I kept it real always,
respect.
dude. I'm like, fuck that shit. I ain't rocking that shit, dude. They used to do like catalog shoots with like Element, and like Element would be trying to get me to wear that shit. I'm like, bro, I don't wear that. Like, I'm not wearing fucking tight pants. Like, if you're bringing some fitted jeans, you best bring the biggest pair you have. Like, they better be 38s, bro. Because I wear 36. They better be 38s or 40s or whatever. So. And I'm not even wearing them. I told him I'm not wearing them.
Bro, I always liked how you stayed in your own lane because you were in the America camp, which was pretty Baker Boys and Hesh, but you just stayed yourself. Your clothes didn't change too much. And then you were with the Element side, but it was a cool mix of like two crews that you just
and not
did
letting
not
letting other people influence me. Like we've all seen it, you know.
Except for Jake Rupp. Ja.
He got you good.
Ja. Highly Selassie. Goodbye. What's the trumpet sound? Da, 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 da.
That's epic.
You almost got away with that one. Let's not forget the second half of the career. Worst style.
Worst style. I mean, Corey Devil was pretty bad.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
That was bad, dude. Sorry, Corey.
Yeah, we got love for Corey. He came on the pod too.
Dude, you know what? I got
mean,
love for him too, but I was like, the style, yeah. Like, and he's an OG.
All right, Tosh. Last but not least,
I don't want it to end, man.
I know.
We got it. This has to end.
And let me get this one out of the way, and then you can just extend it however you want. Last person you want on the sesh?
Brent Ashley.
What the fuck? There's got to be a
fucking,
reason or a story.
He's one guy that fucking he would annoy the fuck out of me. Annoying little fucker. One time I he's annoyed me so bad in the van that when we got out of the van, I fucking picked him up and I just threw him in the bush, upside down in the bush.
What?
Oh shit.
No bad juju. Like if I seen anybody that I talked about or anybody, it's like we're still like, oh, what up, bro? Like how you been? You know, it's not like It's not like there's so much bad blood. Like, when I see that guy, he's fucking dead. You know, it's not like that. Yeah. It's never been like that.
That doesn't see. We don't get that vibe from you, man. No. Seems like you'll have a beer with anybody, dude.
Yeah.
Exchange stories and the good memories.
Have a good time. But no, I appreciate it, guys. I appreciate you guys having me on.
It's a damn shame this has to come to an end, man. Next time we're down south, we got to link up.
Yeah, link up, dude. When you guys come down here, like hit me up for sure. We'll go skate. I'll be back on my board.
That would be awesome.
You guys inspired me. All these stories.